All right. I think I've pushed the appropriate number of buttons. All right. For the tens of billions of people who are watching us live on Facebook right now, thanks for being here, both of you, seriously. But my name is Ryan Graham, Community and Council Realty Group of Keller Williams Intown, Atlanta. And I'm here with my new friend, Yaffy of Citizen Supply. And so first and foremost, thank you, Yaffy, for being here, taking the time to be with us. And you may be watching those out there on Facebook because we're doing a raffle at the end of this to give away a $100 gift certificate to Citizen Supply. And I'm sure once you get that, you can kind of swing over there. Maybe Yaffy, you'll be around, can help people and give them a hand, if you will. But more so, this is really just kind of in our ongoing effort to highlight a local business that we think is awesome, and we think you guys are really awesome. So with that said, talk to me, Yaffy, a little bit about Citizen Supply, a little bit about how you got involved with the company.
Yeah, so Citizen Supply is honestly, I feel like is a store that you would really want to just see with your own eyes. You come into a space that you just assume it's just a retail space, but as you make your way around the store, you start seeing little sheds of like studio makers throughout the store. And as you walk through the store, you notice this really big just object in the middle of the store, and you notice, oh, this is a bar. And instantly you just start thinking like, what did I walk myself into? But it's a sense of excitement that you're just assuming I want to be in the store. And I feel like a sense of welcome with the staff that we have, who's always welcoming to anyone that comes in. As far as just like all the studio makers that's there, you get to see them in live action as well as everything that they do. And as far as just for me, I'm Yaffy again. I'm one of the key holders at Citizen Supply. And my role as a key holder is just to make sure that everything in the store is functioning well. I would be the manager on duty for that day. I make sure that my team members are on task, customers are getting the right thing that they want every day that they come in.
Fantastic. So let me ask you this question. How are you doing? How is the business doing during the pandemic? Obviously, retail can be a bit challenging. How are you guys doing?
I want to say that we're honestly just taking it one day at a time. Beginning times of COVID, we just like any other stores, we shut down for a couple months, but slowly we got the green light to just slowly open up with precautions. What we do in the store, we provide masks, gloves, hand sanitizers throughout the entire store, so that we know that you're having the most safest shopping space in the market, as well as what we do. And we ensure that with our team always being as safe as possible, and as well as just ensuring signs throughout the store. Obviously, there's just been some rough patches, but I mean, as a small business, that fear is what really just kind of drives you to be something different. You just want to you want to make it the best that you want to.
That's great. That's really good to hear. I'm glad that you guys have found your footing. We experienced a similar thing. It was like everybody in those early days, what's going to happen? Where are we going to go from here? And it was a pause, right? But I think with everybody leaning in together and being respectful of each other and our clients and the general public, we've all found our way. At least most of us. I know there's a lot of folks out there who are still struggling, and heart goes out to anybody who's still in that situation. But hopefully we can all see the light here at the end of the tunnel and start moving forward. I think that's what this year is all about, right? Looking forward and kind of getting out of all of this. Yaffy, I want to talk to you a little bit about maybe some of the deeper roots of your company, right? So one of the things that we were talking about before we launched here was, where this all came from, this idea of this, sort of collective of who you guys are. The reason I think it's interesting, at least it's interesting, period. But with our company, Community Council, we believe that at the core we have some shared ideas, right? The why we do what we do, and we believe in these deep, meaningful relationships that we form with our clients, with each other in the company, with our shared communities, and then from that resonates out these ideas of growth. And we champion not only the causes of our clients, but we're championing the causes of our agents and trying to build brands around them and celebrate those and these kinds of things. And so when I read about you guys on your website, I saw a lot of, it may be metaphorical, but a lot of similarities. So with that said, can you talk to me about those ideas and what brought to life Citizen Supply?
Yeah, I think the idea honestly came from the owner, Phil, who you'll see in the store day in and day out. But the idea came from just giving a sharing space for small vendors and small brands into uh, a place to where they could sell their items that we could give like the Atlanta people or anywhere that comes into our store, Citizen Supply, just that awareness of what they do. We exist on a sustainable platform, and we want to make sure that the brands that we represent makes the core value of everything that we do as well as to what they do. So I think the idea of what we're doing right now, as far as just connecting the customers with the brand, is something that's not the same as every retail space, because we were working with small vendors who has like a true meaning to what they do, and they are very sustainable in that manner.
So let's unpack that idea a little bit. How do you select vendors or come into relationships with these vendors? How does all that come about?
Yeah, so a lot of this comes from referrals, a lot from Instagram, as well as just like going to shows and seeing what people sell. We have a process of where we promote new vendors to come in and out, and that just really goes from just many people coming in the store and asking us, "Oh, hey, you look like we want to sell something in here," and we just give them that positive feedback of saying that on our website we have a tab where you could just apply, and we would always reach out to them. So, as our vendor in our stores, we have about 200 different vendors. So that
Oh,
should just tell
wow.
you the wide range that what we have is just like our store is just a place that's always changing and ever growing in that.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we touched on this year is about maybe getting back out in the world, getting a little bit back to normal.
Mhm.
Let's talk about that. What sort of opportunities, interests, activities, the bar in the middle of the store, what sort of things exist at Citizen Supply and Evolve that should get people excited about coming out to visit with you?
Yeah, so what we did something differently, that as far as just what COVID happening, we had to shut down the bar just because we are taking all precautions, like I said before, and we're keeping a capacity in the store. So with that, the bar wasn't really the best idea, is just because people would just hang around almost a couple hours or so and just kind of take away that retail value, or just having more customers to come in and shop. So what we did, we shut down the bar and we shut down the lounge area that we had in the back, that where people could just hang around, just have a good time, and we made that space into a local vendor space. And this is accompanied by a place that we called In Good Company, and this is only for local vendors in Atlanta. And this gives the opportunity for local Atlanta people and customers to see what the people, our community, is actually doing in an everyday manner. So with this space, they have a 6x6 space. Is about 15 local vendors in that area, and we, as Citizen Supply staff, we make sure that their ideology and everything that they believe in is what's being out.
That's awesome. So what are some of your, maybe you want to call out a specific vendor or just generally speaking, what are some of those ideologies that stand out or that resonate with you personally?
Yeah, so one of the main vendors that I've been following for years as a vendor from that is Atlanta is for Dreamers. I mean, as the name is already in there, is like Atlanta is just a place that's ever growing, and it's been growing since back then, and it still is even growing to what it is today. That's probably one of the biggest vendors that I feel like is at home, because I came and I look at Atlanta as just where I belong. This is the place where I am, and I'm a dreamer as well. It's just like everyone is. And just with that vendor, I have a deep connection to it, because everyone in our store are vendors, and they have that dream of just starting something, which they did out of a whim, and it's just taken off for them, and we're giving them that platform to just be who they are.
Hey, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one, right? That may be cheesy, but I was a huge John Lennon fan. Every time I hear Imagine, it kind of gets me choked up. And I love these ideas. I'm an Atlanta native, or are you an Atlanta native or are you?
I moved to Atlanta at a young age, and I originally came from East Africa, and luckily, like, this is probably one of the best places that I could ever just imagine. I just never see myself leaving this place soon.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, obviously I'm not going anywhere. I'm 42. Yeah. And I was born here. So I think I'm stuck, but I just love, well, we could go on and on about Atlanta, but right. It is a place for dreamers. And I love that idea. And it's the opportunities abound. And I think the opportunity, not only the resources that we have available to us, but the opportunity in like personal, professional, spiritual, cultural growth that we have from all of our diversity and all of just this collective, love and knowledge and spirit and energy that is this city. I guess I've never been more proud to be an Atlantan in my
Yeah,
life than I am today. And so it's exciting to see that you've got this whole piece of your business that is evoking that idea.
yeah. It's honestly is breathtaking the fact that I just get to work for a company like this, and it's so open, and just not just like one minded. We just have this clear mind of just we're just going with the flow and just seeing what works and what doesn't. Is honestly like it's just a refreshing thing, especially just for anyone.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about one of the ideals. How about a favorite cocktail or beverage and a favorite maybe item or product line at the store of yours
Yeah.
personally?
As far as cocktails, I'm a sucker just for anything. I never have like a personal favorite. But from what I could remember, the one that I just always stick with from the bar staff that provided me was Old Cuban. It had rum, lime, I think I want to say simple syrup, mint, and it was topped with sparkling and Agora spray. I wasn't really too sure. I just every time that I came in, like after the end of my shift, I was just that's just something that you gotta have on the weekend. You just come by and just have a good time with that.
Well, I
Um,
can actually vouch to that. I'm a big
yeah,
rum connoisseur. I love the Caribbean. I think that's where that kind of came from. We were in your store at Christmas time last year, and yes, had that experience that you talked about, right? Where I walked in. Wait, what's that? Is that a bar? Like, and it was the perfect for like the holiday shopping, and that's what I ordered, and it was delicious. So
it's crazy. It's just it's the fact that I just never realized that a store like this could just make that, and I just assumed like I felt like I was at a high end place with the taste and everything, and also like all the alcohol that was provided in that in the rum, it was like local from Atlanta, so that was just another big factor what we introduced to us.
that's great. Okay, it's time to talk about New Year's resolutions. What sort of business resolution have you all made at Citizen Supply?
So as far as just us, we kind of just go with the flow and we just kind of go with what's working and we just keep that going. I think our team really like stepped up to the plate in the way that we're committing to just finding opportunities and finding a way to be sustainable in the way that we already are and finding new ways to do that in. We really committed to just the way customers are interacting to what we have in the store. One item could just be one of the things that I'm wearing and it's from another Atlanta local vendor, and is one of the most popular things that we have in the store. And it's just it sells out every time that we have it. Even me having it is like a gratitude because I'm not a fan of people that wear cities on theirs, like or whatever they wear. But I just love this as a comfortable sweater. It says the title. Is I think this is how you pronounce Atlanta to myself. I think just as far as just Atlanta natives, you just have that culture in you.
That's fantastic. Yeah, in fact, when I first saw it on you, I didn't get it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? It's crossing Atlanta and something. But then I just kind of like step back. Oh, Atlanta. I got it. Never mind.
It's just rolled off the tongue to us that it's just like, why not just have it?
Right. That's beautiful. All right. Ponce City Market. I think most people in Atlanta know where Ponce City Market is, but for those that it's right across the street from my office, love the location, love everything about it, love your store. But for those that don't know, how do we find you?
Oof, the Pond City Market has a lot of history to it. It used to be an old Sears factory, and over the years, it started to develop to what it is as far as old Pond City Market is. There's two main floors. The first floor would just be like restaurants. As far as the outside would just be a bit of retail. You come to the second floor, one of the best floors, which is Citizen Supplies, where we have one of the biggest retail space in that market. But as far as just that, there's plenty of things that's available at Pond City Market. Yeah, one of the biggest things, which is the Beltline. Any ways that you could just get a sense of what Atlanta truly is, and you're actually in the heart of Atlanta. And that's just personally my favorite place that I just want to just stay in. And I feel like other guests that's coming in and out the store, that's just one of the first places that they come in. It's just if you think of Atlanta, I think you have to think about Pond City Market because that is a staple of what Atlanta is.
Yeah, I'm a like I said earlier, I'm a dreamer, right? But I'm
Yeah.
also can be a bit of a skeptic sometimes. And when the Ponce City Market development first started coming about, I maybe was a little bit skeptical. You never want, I never wanted anything to be kind of, how do I put this? Like, uh, um, like Six Flagsy, like
Yeah.
just this big like entertainment sort of thing, something that felt put on, right? And not genuine and authentic, but it's the complete opposite of that. Like the whole Ponce City Market experience, I think it's destination visit, and that doesn't mean you have to be from, California. Like you could literally be from Alpharetta and just
Yeah.
drive down, spend the day, some time on the Belt Line. There's eating there, there's little bites, there's drinks, great shopping, and such a broad array of shopping. And your store exemplifies, could be almost argued as the cornerstone of the diversity of shopping inside of Ponce City Market. So for everybody here watching, a big plug to Citizen Supply, a big plug to the experience that you have at Ponce City Market. Whether you've been there before or not, you need to go back and check it out, and then visit our friends over here at Citizen Supply. Yaff, anything else you'd like to punctuate that with?
I would like to punctuate that Ponce City Market is ever developing. There's something new that's always coming out, and I feel like as far as just what Jamestown does, the company that owns Ponce City Market, they're doing something that is amazing. Not only targeting a certain demographic, but they're looking at what everyone wants to see, especially during this time of COVID. I want to say that they've taken like all their precautions of just making sure that what Ponce City Market is has a standpoint, and what they believe in is something that us as citizens believes in as well.
That's fantastic. I love that. Well, thank you for being here. I guess without further ado, we have a little raffle to attend to. So thank you, Michelle, for doing the actual cutting of the paper, making this happen. Thank you to everybody who registered for the raffle, answered our silly questions there at the end. We had fun with it. Hope you did too. Even if you don't win, make sure you come on out and support our friends at Citizen Supply regardless. But without further ado, we have any raffle music? Michelle just did the exact same thing you did, Yaffy. All right. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Mr. Mark Kinsey, who's actually, I'll throw a plug in here. He's actually the top home inspector for Home Probe. He's one of our vendors that we work with. Couldn't be a nicer guy to deserve this. So congratulations, Mark Kinsey. Make sure we get that $100 gift card out to you right away.
Can't wait to see Mark.
That's awesome. I'll have him ask for you. All right, Yaffy, thank you again so much for being here, for participating in this, and just for you guys being who you are. Really proud to know you and proud to share this city with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take care.
Take care.